My first few days in Mexico made me confront my thoughts and expectations about the experience as a whole. Querétaro was a beautiful place with such a vibrant life and culture. My host family went above and beyond to help me, but it became clear that my knowledge of Spanish was going to become a major roadblock in my way during the entirety of the trip. Casa Carly was such a blessing during our time in Mexico. From there, I was taken care of and renewed from our teaching time. Learning and growing with my roommates gave me a better understanding of how to bond with colleagues and friends. My roommates helped me when I was sick, frustrated, or upset, and we developed into a little family that I have missed very much since we have been home. When I thought of Mexico, I did not envision cobblestone streets and ivy-covered walls. The perfection of San Miguel is hard to describe. More often than not, I felt like I was in Europe rather than Latin America. For the rest of my life, I will have an appreciation for the culture and beauty of Mexico. My teaching group in Mexico helped me learn to work better in a team and be part of a collaborative group. Throughout our time, we developed a good rhythm and trust for one another. I began to understand, because of my team, that working together we can accomplish more than we can separately. The kids in my class were by far the best part of my study abroad trip to Mexico. The connections I made with these bright, happy, sweet children, even with a language barrier, helped me understand that while it might be more difficult to connect with the ELLs in my future classroom, it can be so rewarding and helpful to develop relationships with these students. The hardest part of study abroad was getting sick. I had the unfortunate experience of visiting a foreign hospital. The fear and pain I went through was very difficult, but it helped me gain a deeper understanding of the healthcare system in Mexico. Beyond that, I got to bond with my teammates, friends, and professors. In the end, everything worked out okay enough for me to take some selfies. The food in Mexico was so different from what I am used to in Texas. Some foods, like the guacamole, I loved, but other foods were so different from what I'm used to that I did not like them very much. Mexican food is not Tex-Mex. Experiencing nature is an important part of Mexican culture I was not aware of before the trip. Learning from Jesus at the ruins and walking the trails led me to appreciate the countryside of Mexico more and more. I loved getting to work with the kids on Saturdays doing art projects. I was very proud of my station teaching the kids about community using paper bags. Getting to use this creative side of myself gave me confidence to teach things that I don't feel naturally talented in. One of the ways I went outside my comfort zone in Mexico was getting a fish pedicure. As you can see, I was very scared of letting the fish eat my feet. My roommate and teaching partner, Sarah, had to make me do it. But in the end, I am so glad that I did things like this in Mexico. I allowed myself to be more daring and adventurous, and it really added to the experience as a whole. In conclusion, I will never forget all that I learned about education in general and teaching ELS specifically in Mexico. I learned firsthand what it feels like to not speak the language and it is so important to support ELLs with as much input as possible. I loved getting to work with these precious kids and become a better teacher for knowing them.